I'm reading an article here that is in need of some decoding and some analysis. There is a very heavy geoengineering campaign going on all over the earth right now, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in every country, designed to cool the planet. Okay? So I don't even know where to start. They talk about global warming. They were saying global warming, 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 but we were being shown that things are just getting colder and things are not warming, except for in specific places like California, Southern California. But let me show you how benign they make the issue of geoengineering. The idea is simple: spray a bunch of particles into the stratosphere. Get it? Spray metal particles into our stratosphere. It's very simple. And they will cool the planet by reflecting some of the sun's rays back into space. Isn't that nice? The idea that humans might turn down Earth's thermostat by similar artificial means is several decades old. It fits into a broader class of planet cooling schemes known as geoengineering that have long generated intense debate and in some cases fear. Why does it incite fear? Because it causes fire tornadoes, tsunamis, flooding, incredible electrical storms, earthquakes, you name it, hurricanes, power outages, snowstorms that don't belong there, which is what we've had already this year all over the country. And coming up next week, the South is going to be hit hard with a lot of geoengineering activity. So if you have loved ones in the South, get them ready. Not down in Texas or in Florida, but just northeast of Texas. So I just wanted to share this because I wanted to help to prepare you for what's coming involving geoengineering. They're going to sell it to you as a solution to global warming, right? They're going to sell it to you as a solution, and they're going to try to convince you that they've never done it before, and that everything they introduce to you, they're going to call it the first time. Um, okay, this could strongly disadvantage some areas of the world by, for example, robbing crops of sunlight and shifting rain patterns. But, okay, so here's the big but. As emissions continue to rise and climate projections remain dire, conversations about geoengineering research are starting to gain more traction among scientists, policymakers, and some environmentalists. If you're an environmentalist and you support the idea of just dumping billions of tons of nasty, dirty fuel and nasty particulates of all kinds of dirt, because all it is stuff that industry doesn't want to have to dispose of legally. I mean, that's not all that it is. There is also pharmaceuticals in that, in the cocktail sometimes. Pharmaceutical drugs that they test on the population. They're doing all kind of stuff. There's nanoparticulates, which are not industrial waste, but a lot of it is just industrial waste, like the ash that the trains, because the train industry produces a lot of ash, and so they use that. They use dirt, they use nasty stuff to spray up there into the stratosphere to cool to lower the Earth's thermostat. Like we want to lower the Earth. What do we care about lowering the Earth's thermostat? I don't want to lower the Earth's thermostat. I think it's perfect the way it was. Um, so if you're an environmentalist and you endorse the idea that there should be geoengineering, then just pack it up. You're no longer an environmentalist because you're too stupid to be an environmentalist. Environmentalists are supposed to be people who are aware of the truth and who are in touch with reality. So if you support geoengineering as an environmentalist, then you get no love from me. All right, so I just wanted to share that so that when it comes down to it, you'll be ready. So this is the summary. This is kind of a long article. I'm just reading some parts out of it. So this is the summary. In many ways, the stratosphere is an ideal place to try to make the atmosphere more reflective, meaning shining the sun's light back to itself and blocking out the sun from here. Small particles injected there can spread around the globe and stay aloft for 2 years or more. So they can dump some shit up there and that should be there for 2 years. That gives them plenty of time to blanket the entire earth with their dirt and their crap. And don't think it's not seeping down. Don't think it's not raining down on us into our soil and into our water supply. If placed strategically and regularly in both hemispheres, they could create a relatively uniform blanket that could shield the entire planet. Wow. And then it has, in caps, it has see global intervention. Wow. So it says it doesn't have to be wildly expensive. This change I suggested, a fleet of high-flying aircraft could deposit enough sulfur to offset roughly 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming for around $1 billion. Oh, from around 1 billion to 10 billion, 1 billion to 10 billion per year. And who's getting that 1 and that 10 billion? And who's losing? All the farmers, the people we're walking around, people with sensitive skin and lowered immunity getting Morgellons disease. Yeah. You want to know why we're having respiratory difficulties and respiratory problems? I highly recommend watching Above Ground News. Go back and see some of those episodes. There's ships out there who they make 10,000 mile treks across the ocean, and they make in straight lines of ship tracks of bunker fuel. And this fuel is the worst fuel that you can imagine. It's the dirtiest, it's the nastiest, worst, low grade fuel that you can even think of. And these ships are not going anywhere. They don't have nothing to do but this exhaust, and to spew this exhaust into the air. So if you're wondering, why people are, if people seem to be more sick than ever, and all these new diseases and immunosuppressive disorders and stuff, it's because of that. Okay, it's not because of our cars. It's not because of stuff that ordinary people are doing. It's because of stuff that the military is doing. Private companies are doing it. They're just, they're using the whole earth as a petri dish and as their science experiment. So don't ever think that it's just, all fun and games and that nobody's being hurt by geoengineering. Geoengineering is putting the control of the weather into the hands of inferior people. And that weather belongs to us, the people. We're the ones who are supposed to be able to do the rain dance and call for rain and pray for sun and stuff like that. That's supposed to be in our hands, not theirs. So it would be great if people could become aware of this issue, because it's just another issue that we should all be aware of. Thanks for watching.